Steve Frog here at the Grand Rapids Spring Fling ComicCon. Come on down and check out all the great costumes and all the great collectibles to buy.
Hi, I'm Debbie Derryberry. People will know me from Jimmy Neutron, Draculaura on Monster High, Zatch Bell, Coco Bandicoots, an alien from Toy Story, Glitter Force, Maya and Candy, and Wednesday Addams. There's a lot more, but yeah, those are the biggies.
I'm Dimitri Karas. You might know me from the Star Wars series like Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Ahsoka. I've played a lot of different characters on all of those series, and most notably I think would be the Stormtrooper that happened to shoot Grogu right here. I got involved in Star Wars pretty randomly. I think I got very fortunate. I was asked to come into work just as like it was a military job, and thinking I was going to be doing just another Marine Corps buzz cut or something like that, like I have done in the past very many times, and show up to try on some clothes, and there's a bunch of Stormtrooper armor just laying around. I'm like, I can be a Stormtrooper? All right. Yeah, it was very cool. And then I just ended up making a good impression, and I've been working since Mandalorian Season 1.
I was in Nashville doing session work as a kid singer, then moved back to Los Angeles and got a voice agent, and I really didn't know anything about it except for it was acting, it was kind of singing, it was using the mic and all these things I did, and I sound like a weird person anyway with my voice, so it just came together, lucky for me. There's a job that exists for people that sound like me. I went to the voice audition like we did, 20 years ago, to a studio. So I did my best little boy voice, and it sounded like Jimmy, and that's the one they picked. And I was so glad. So that's how I landed that role. But, back then, you didn't know that it was going to be big. You just auditioned for things all the time.
Hi, my name's Kyle Hebert. I'm best known as Adult Gohan and the narrator from Dragon Ball Z, and also Gohan in Super. I'm also known as Ryu in Street Fighter, Aizen in Bleach, Kiba in Naruto, and tons of other things. I actually was a DJ on the radio back in the 90s and the late 90s. Heard about auditions for Dragon Ball Z in particular, and I was already a fan. August of 2000, I went in, and just a couple months later, I became the voice of older Gohan on Dragon Ball. I've voiced him ever since, so 24 years. I grew up in the 70s, so I would see things like Speed Racer, Star Blazers, Battle of the Planets, and in the 80s, things like Voltron and Robotech and things like that. So I've seen the evolution of the art form and the popularity all through the decades and everything. So suddenly being on the other side of it, going from fans to industry, it's been a wild ride. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
What brings me to Comic-Con is the fans. I love the fans. That's why I'm here. All the way to Michigan, Kalamazoo. It's pretty awesome. I've been an actor since I was a little baby. It's a natural progression. I love being playful, silly. Yo, that's me, forever, eternally.
I've done burns a few times, mostly for practice. It's something that I felt comfortable trying out. Did it safely and just lighting part of myself on fire. I did get to do one actually fairly recently for a production last year. We were doing a Western in Oklahoma that was a very, very intense fire gag. Happened to kind of coincide with a lot of the stuff that I do on Star Wars. It was a full face, not a prosthetic, but more of a mask that I similarly wear in the Star Wars projects. and being lit on fire while wearing one of those is a whole different story. So, but it was cool. It was, you know, it wasn't anything uncomfortable, and it wasn't anything unsafe. All the different characters have something different. Either you can see clearly, but you can't see in the right direction, or you can't see anything at all. So there are things are kept in mind specifically for our visibility. But as far as something like a stormtrooper, like we can see, just not well. You're also working with other stunt performers, so you know where you're going to be in space, for like in reference to everybody else, and you make it work.
Surprised to know how many people adored Monster High, especially Draculaura. And I'm just like overwhelmed when I come to conventions and people come dressed up like Draculaura and they say that she's their favorite character, and yeah, you just never know when you record something what's gonna go big and what's not, but it's huge, the fan base, and I love them all very much. There are lines of dialogue that I am asked to say a lot. Let's see, Jimmy Neutron, people want to hear, got a blast! And they like, think, brain blast! And then of course Draculaura, you are fantastic, it is colossum. Ah! What keeps me coming to cons is just meeting all these wonderful people and fans and getting to interact with them. I mean, people are great. And come on, I'm a voice actor, and these days I'm locked in my booth recording most of the time by myself. So this is just like, you know, let the dog out of the cage for a while. So I'm going to keep coming to cons.